Hi, I'm Dr. Amy.
And I'm Heather Hash.
And we are sitting in front of our light. We're doing light therapy in between patients today. And we wanted to talk to you a little bit about stress because we're all getting kind of stressed and anxious about the holidays.
Yes, as you know, Thanksgiving's next week. It's a big rush, and then right after that, it's Black Friday. People are going crazy. Kids have a million activities, all the holiday parties. You got to get all the presents together, and then it's another big, huge festival, whether it's Christmas or Hanukkah, whatever it is that you're celebrating. Either way, it's a very, very busy time of the year, and oftentimes what happens is we get stressed out as shit, right? It happens to all of us. I'm sure you can relate.
Yeah. And I'm not dressed up right now because I'm getting ready to go to the gym because that's part of my stress relief.
Which is an awesome one.
Yeah, if I do not get to go to the gym during my lunchtime, I think I show it. I do.
Yeah?
I do.
You go a little crazy? It's okay. I go a little crazy too, and you might be catching on to that. So that's one of the great things about the red light therapy. Can you tell us just a little snippet about red light therapy?
So we are actually lucky enough to have a dual low light level therapy in the office. So it's infrared and it's LED, and there's a couple different things it does. It helps decrease stress, reduce inflammation overall. It's been known to help decrease antibodies for our autoimmune patients. So that's just a little tidbit of what it does, but it's a great asset. I have a lot of patients that just come sit. They want to kind of, relax in the middle of the day. They'll come in and use the light.
So yes. I was going to say, I'm already starting to feel better. I need to come do this more often. I'm like, yes.
So let's talk about what is stress. So I always tell my patients, in this office, we kind of deal with many different kinds of stress. So physical, chemical, emotional. You kind of do more of the emotional, but talk about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I am a energy mindset coach. So I work a lot with the nervous system as well as with your energy, hence the nervous system part, and your mindset, because they both kind of go hand in hand. So what I work with on people is how to regulate their own nervous systems and how to also change their mindsets to best kind of reflect the type of life they want and help them actually reach their full potential in life. It's really awesome. It's really interesting. And it weaves right into the work that Dr. Amy does here.
So in terms of stress, what would you say is the definition of stress?
Sure. So stress is whenever your body is biologically feeling or is experiencing being under attack, whether that's actually really happening or it's just perceived attack. Maybe it's a boss that's very toxic, or it's a friend that is being a pain in the ass, or family member, right? So maybe that's perceived as a threat, but isn't really actually a threat. Your boss isn't probably going to come and attack you. Well, let's hope not. Your friend isn't gonna, slap you in the face, and if they are, I wouldn't recommend being friends with them.
You need boundaries.
Yeah, maybe it's just yes, thank you, right? Boundaries, that's a whole other life altogether.
Yeah.
So it's all about whether it's perceived or it's actual. An actual, stressor would be like saber-toothed tiger coming after you, which thankfully doesn't happen nowadays. Or like if you're standing on train tracks and there's a train coming at you. By the way, FYI, move the fuck out of the way as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
That is what a stressor is. And our body then has a chemical response, whether it be fight, flight. And there's also a third one that often people don't talk about that, and that's freeze. And that's when stress gets caught up in the body and in the nervous system.
Yeah. And I see a lot of that in patients. When people come in, they're just coming in for the regular monthly adjustment. I can tell when people are hard as a rock, their spines are cement, they're stressed out. And I always ask them, okay, so what's going on? What's going on today? And, there's recent studies also to show that 90% of us are walking around with some sort of autoimmune or antibodies just kind of waiting to be triggered by our environment. So our environment is toxic as well. And I know we'll have to talk about boundaries and people and toxic people.
Could go on.
Yes, that'll be another one. But that's a huge thing that people don't realize. Hey, once you kind of decide to cut out the bullshit and the people that bring stuff into your life that you really don't need, how easy is it to just walk away? And like, how many things go right? You think you're always like bad luck, but really, someday you'll realize some of the things you might bring on yourself. I hate to say that.
Yeah, energy attracts like energy. If you're acting like shit, you're going to attract shit. It's simple as that.
Hey, Ginger, where are you?
Yes. Hello, everybody who's here joining in live. Yeah, so if you are in a crummy mood, that's what you're going to attract. If you are walking around saying, poor me, why me, that's the type of people you're going to attract into your life. So that's why I do a lot of mindset work and energy work to help people actually shift that so they can attract what they want in life, which I would say 99.9% of the time, there's always somebody who maybe isn't quite with it with everyone else, is wanting to attract positivity and abundance and love into their life, right? So that's why I do that work, is to teach people actually how themselves they can do that to get what they want out of life and live to the fullest potential, versus being like, poor me, why me, or F this, or my life sucks, or nothing ever good happens, or I don't have any money, or whatever it is. Yeah.
So what does stress do to the body over time?
Yeah, so it wreaks absolute havoc on your body to the point of when you're under prolonged stress and those chemicals that cortisol, adrenaline, when there's too much of that going on in the body, those chemicals are only meant to be released at brief moments in time to save you from the train hitting you, or save you from the car accident, or get you out of a bad situation.
Yep.
They're not meant to stay in your body prolonged, and that's what prolonged stress does. It keeps those chemicals going.
You're always anxious.
Yep.
You don't sleep that well. Maybe you're always on edge. You know, you're going off at the little things. What else? I mean,
yeah, so
you can't lose weight because you're carrying around all this excess cortisol.
Right. Can increase your risk for diabetes as well as other heart conditions, which I believe heart disease is one of the top killers in the U.S.
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken.
Stress basically drives inflammation. Inflammation is ultimately the basis of all disease. So we want to decrease
disease.
Yep. And inflammation.
We want to make you healthy. Yay!
So, what can we do to combat stress? Well, and I didn't bring it. Oh my gosh, I just realized I left it up front.
It's
my
okay.
journal.
Oh yes, I've seen Amy's journal.
I have
a
it's basically like a 5-minute journal, but it's a gratitude journal that, you know, you write in what you're grateful for that day, 3 things that you'd like to do that day, a daily affirmation. I even have my 6-year-old do it. And
oh my God.
He has his own journal and he loves it. He colors in it, but he still writes what he's grateful for.
That's amazing.
It is.
Start him young. You can't go wrong with gratitude. Let's be honest. Gratitude is an attitude, and it's a great one to have. So that's one thing, definitely keeping a journal. Make it fun. You know, draw in it. It doesn't matter how old or young you are. Make a gratitude list. The affirmations, I love that. That's awesome. I talk a lot about that with my clients. Another thing, too, is to adding in meditation daily. So I have a daily meditation practice. I don't sit in the corner for 45 minutes. Some people do that, and that's amazing. I do about 10 minutes. What works for me? Sometimes it's 5 if I jam-packed my day a little too much, but every single day doing a meditation practice. A great way to start off and make it super easy for you, download an app on your phone. There's tons of them. There's Headspace is a great one. Calm is my favorite.
I love Calm.
Yes. Stop, Breathe, and Think is another good one, and they're all guided meditations in there for you. So it's just kind of like lie there and then they tell you exactly what to do. Like, you don't have to know how to meditate in order to do it, which is great. Another thing, deep breathing. There's also some apps on the phone that you can use to help guide you through deep breathing. I always tell my clients, you know, you don't have to do it necessarily a real specific way, but just trying to even just a centimeter more, breathing a little bit deeper each time to what feels comfortable. Because for me, I would breathe about this far in. Basically, like panic attack breathing is how I lived my life for a long time. So it took a long time to be able to actually really take a full deep breath. So sometimes it's just imagining breathing a centimeter deeper with each breath can be helpful. And also being mindful about how you talk to yourself about yourself. So if you're talking really crappy to yourself, like, oh my God, I'm such a screw up. Why did I do that? I'm a terrible person. Why would anyone want to be friends with me? You're not going to attract love and abundance and kindness and happiness into your life. You're going to attract other people that treat you the way that you're treating yourself through the way that you talk to yourself. So being really mindful about that and trying to kind of shift that.
Really taking care of yourself.
Yeah, self-care.
Yeah. So like going to the gym, right? Getting our guns.
Yes.
Also, vitamin D supplementation. That's one supplement that everybody should be taking. We are all deficient in it. We don't get out in the sun anymore, most of us. The foods that we're eating they don't have the nutrients that they had even 10, 15 years ago. So we're just not getting what we need. So you have to supplement it. And vitamin D is such an important one. Tell everybody to take it. And then, you know, you're getting adjusted later too. So getting a chiropractic adjustment actually helps to calm your nervous system. People always call or text me and say, hey, you know, like super stressful day, can I sneak in on lunch, get adjusted? Because they know that that is actually going to help them calm down, get their brain straight, get everything back in alignment. But we are going to have an event.
Yes. So excited.
I believe the 29th of November.
Yep. Wednesday.
Yep. So we will put a link below so that you can join us.
Yep.
Anything else, I think?
Yep. And we'll be diving deeper into all of this, what is stress and how it affects us and how to actually combat it and manage it and kind of get rid of it somewhat in our lives, especially now with the holiday season coming up. So November 29th, Wednesday, we'll be putting a post at the bottom of this in the comments with all the info so that you can join us and learn a lot about stress and what you can do to help yourself.
Well, thank you for joining us. So get to the gym, get adjusted, meditate, do your journal, take your vitamin D, breathe deep, and we will see you later.
Great.
Bye.
Bye.